Hello everybody and welcome back to another video, and today I'm doing something a little different. I am drafting a roster using one wrestler per every letter of the English alphabet. This is just a lot of figures I have behind me, 26 wrestling figures plus. And before I get into that, let me show you the championships. So my tag team championships, I'm going to be using the NXT tag team championships. I'll get some better lighting for that right there. The NXT tag team championships right there. There. Probably should pull this back. The big gold championship is my world championship. My mid-card championship is the IC title. And my hardcore championship is the other mid-card championship. Now let's get this table and championships out of the way so we can start our draft. Alright, so starting off with the A's, I have 3 choices for A, but I could not choose anybody other than the phenomenal AJ Styles. He's just a good all-around wrestler. You can main event, you can mid-card, and you could even put him in a tag team with somebody else. So I feel like AJ Styles is a good wrestler to draft first with A. Next up, we got the B's, and for the B's, I decided I'm going to draft a faction, and that faction is going to be the Bloodline, Roman Reigns, and the Usos. I just feel like Roman Reigns is just a good person to have on your team, and so is the Usos, so we're drafting the Bloodline for the letter B. Now on the CD, I would call it Cody Rhodes just because he's already made an event in WrestleMania. It's a good pick. But, I just cannot draft anybody else other than the best in the world, CM Punk. I know he's been through some controversy lately, but he's always been one of my favorite professional wrestlers, and I could not choose anybody other than Punk. Now for the D's, I feel like this is a good pick for my hardcore title or whatever. We're going Darby Allin. The ringside exclusive coffin drop figure, great figure. And I feel like Darby Allin's going to help out my brand. Now for the E's, I decided just to draft Edge, the ultimate opportunist. He's just great. The rated R superstar, Hall of Famer. Just one of the goats, man. Now for my F's, I had a couple of options, but I drafted FTR. But not just FTR, I drafted FTRKO with FTR and Randy Orton. Yes, they were a real faction. You can look them up. They were great. So for F, I'm going with FTRKO. Now for my G, since I don't have anybody whose name starts with G, I'm going to go with someone whose last name is G, and that is Nick Gage. I'm pretty sure at the moment he's the GCW champion, and so I feel like he's a good pick, especially for that hardcore title. Now for the H's, I'm going with Hangman Adam Page. I could have drafted Hulk Hogan or Hacksaw Jim Duggan, but I just like Hangman better. So we're going with Hangman Adam Page for the H's. Oh, Jesus. For the I's, I didn't have anybody else except Andrade El Idolo. But Idolo starts with an I, so Andrade El Idolo is right there. Now for the J's, I had Jeff Hardy, and I probably had someone else if I really tried. But I just could not choose anybody other than John Cena. So John Cena is my J. Now for the K's, I love Kevin Owens, man. But I could not. I love Kevin Owens, I love Kane, but I could not draft anybody other than the cleaner, Kenny, by God, Omega. So Kenny Omega is my K. Now for the L's, this is the only draft pick I could have chosen, other than like Keith Lee and Bobby Lashley, but I only use their last name if there's nobody else. And so we're going with the Lucha Brothers. We got Pentagon Jr. and Rey Fenix. No, don't be talented, whatever. The M's could have gone with Miro, but instead I went with Maxwell Jacob Friedman. MJF. Now, since I don't have any N's, like no one's last name starts with N and no one's first name starts with N, I'm getting 2 picks for O, just because, like, if there's a letter that I don't have anyone for, I'm gonna just get 2 picks for the next letter. And my 2 O picks are Orange Cassidy, freshly squeezed, and since this is the other O, I have Ortiz, so I don't even have Santana, I just have Ortiz. Unless I drafted Santana for S. And next up is P. P. And I got Pete Dunne, the Bruiserweight Pete Dunne. I could have chose Powerhouse Hobbs, but I just feel like I like Pete Dunne more as a wrestler. Now, obviously, I don't have any Q's. No Q's. So I get 2 R's. And I'm going to go with the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. And I'm going to go with Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. These two have had great rivalries in the past, and I feel like they can rekindle their rivalry once again at my WrestleMania show. Now S, could have gone with Seth Rollins. I could have gone with Sami Zayn. But, like, I could not choose anybody other than the showstopper, Mr. WrestleMania himself, Shawn Michaels. In my opinion, the greatest to ever lace a pair of boots. My favorite wrestler of all time. Now for T's, I only have one option. It's not a bad option, but I only have one option, and that is Tommaso Ciampa. Tommaso Ciampa coming in for my T's. Now for you, I did not have to think about this at all. It was very easy. The Undertaker. Okay, that's a lie. Get out of here, Taker. We have the Undisputed Era right here. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish, Roddy Strong. You have the Undisputed Era right here. In my opinion, the greatest faction of all time. Undertaker is actually a really good pick, but the Undisputed Era gives me more people. And the reason why I didn't draft this man for R is because he could technically go into the V's, and I don't have anybody for V's, so we're going Rob Van Dam. You see, it starts with V, so Van Dam right there for V's. For W, I could have gone with Wardlow, but instead I'm going with the former IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, Will Ospreay. One of my favorites currently in wrestling in general. Just great. You should go watch that Kenny Omega match that they had at Wrestle Kingdom. Now, I don't have any X's, and I only have one Y, so I'm going to give myself 2 Z's just because gotta keep going forward, you know. But for my Y, I have the Young Bucks, one of the greatest, if not the greatest tag team in current day wrestling, and they will be super kicking everybody because of that. So like I said, don't have any X's, and they only have one Y, so that means I get 2 Z's. And I don't have an elite of this guy, but I have a basic Dolph Ziggler right there. And I have a Elite Sami Zayn. Don't have anybody whose first name starts with Z, but I got two guys whose last name starts with Z, and so that's close enough. So that is my roster. Most of them have fallen. Let me pick them up again. So here is everybody I drafted, and now it is time to make a WrestleMania card. So first, we have the Undisputed Era without Roderick Strong going up against FTRKO. I feel like this match would put one of the greatest tag teams, FTR, against one of the other greatest tag teams, Red Dragon, and adding two of the greatest singles performers of today's day and age, Randy Orton of all time. It's just a clash of just great professional wrestlers, and I feel like this would be a great match to open up our WrestleMania card. Up next, I have a 10-man Money in the Bank ladder match between Rob Van Dam, Dolph Ziggler, Sami Zayn, AJ Styles, Edge, Hangman Adam Page, Will Ospreay, Orange Cassidy, Andrade El Idolo, and MJF. I feel like this match would be absolutely phenomenal, and I don't know who would win, to be honest. Like, if I was booking this match, I have no idea who would win. Would it be AJ Styles? Would it be Ziggler? Would it be Dam? Or would it be Ospreay? I have no idea. This match is absolutely amazing, stacked to the brim with phenomenal talent, and I have no idea who would win this match. It is just an absolutely amazing just picture to see, because I'm just imagining every single one of these professional wrestlers inside of a Money in the Bank ladder match. It would be amazing. Up next, we have a hardcore fatal four-way match between Ortiz, Nick Gage, Tommaso Ciampa, and Darby Allin. It is not going to be a ladder match, and nor is any of the other title matches that I have. It's just I'm using the ladder to display the championship, so you can know which championship it is. And I feel like this match would be absolutely just crazy, balls to the walls action between Nick Gage, Ortiz, Ciampa, and Darby. And honestly, I cannot tell you who wins this either. Maybe Darby, but still, it's just a great match just to look at in general. Up next, the tag team title match will be a triple threat tag title match with the Young Bucks versus the Lucha Bros versus the Usos. This would be an amazing match. I feel like I'm great at booking matches. Not to toot my own horn, but this would be an absolutely amazing match between three of the greatest tag teams in modern day wrestling. Scratch that, three of the greatest tag teams of all time. Usos, longest reigning tag team champions in WWE. Young Bucks, I'm pretty sure, the longest reigning tag champions in AEW. And the Lucha Bros, also a phenomenal tag team champion in AEW. Three of the greatest tag team champions in all of wrestling. Going at it would be absolutely amazing. So, our second to last match on the card is for the Intercontinental Championship between two of today's best technical wrestlers versus two of, well, the past's technical wrestlers, where I guess they would be considered technical wrestlers today, because a lot of people wrestled that, like, style of wrestling back then. But it's a fatal four-way for the Intercontinental Championship. Two of the past's greatest wrestlers of all time versus two of today's top wrestlers. And it's just would be an amazing match. Honestly, I would either choose Ric Flair or Roddy Strong to win. I'm just biased because the Undisputed Era is my favorite faction of all time. And Ric Flair is one of the greatest, if not the greatest, professional wrestler of all time. And the main event would be a fatal five-way match for the World Heavyweight Championship between Kenny Omega, Shawn Michaels, CM Punk, Roman Reigns, and John Cena. Five of the greatest professional wrestlers of all time. Not over-exaggerating with this one. Of all time. Roman Reigns, the longest world champion in modern history. John Cena, tied for most world championship wins with Ric Flair. CM Punk, one of the greatest, if not the greatest on the mic. Shawn Michaels, Mr. WrestleMania, the showstopper. And Kenny, the Cleaner Omega. This is just an absolute amazing match for the World Heavyweight Championship. 5 of the greatest of all times. Again, I could not tell you who would win this one. It's just beautiful to even look at. So yeah, that's my WrestleMania card. So that is going to do it for today's video. Thank you all for joining in, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace!